Good morning, everyone. How are y'all doing today? DK Jen, like I said, sweetheart, I appreciate you being here, but if you're sleepy, it is much more important for you to get some sleep because you can always catch the replay. But I will keep you up with what's going on in the chat. And hello, Sharon. Sharon, how are you today, sweetheart? I hope you're having a great day. And for those of you that are lurking, thank you so much for being here. And as I said, I'll keep you up with what's going on in the chat. Tuesday. Oh my goodness, folks. Did y'all enjoy watching the eclipse yesterday? We pulled it up. Froggy and Sharon, you're trying to have a good day? Well, sweetheart. Um, Froggy and Daniel and I watched it for a little while on YouTube, the NASA stream, but I pulled it up on my TV through the Weather Channel. And it was, to me, I enjoyed it a lot more because they were showing Hillsborough, Texas, which is just south of Dallas and Fort Worth. It's on Interstate 35 going up to Dallas. You go through Waxahachie on up into, and of course, I really don't know much after that because normally when we would travel up through Hillsborough, in Hillsborough, just outside of town, 35 splits. There's 35 west and 35 east. And, excuse me. So we always go west. And about the time we get to Waxahachie, we took a left and would go to where we lived when we lived up there. Good morning, Susanna. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Sharon says, I did get to see the eclipse from here some. The kids let me borrow their glasses. Well, that's awesome. But of course, Texas, a big portion of it was right in the pathway of it. In fact, they were saying like over 458 miles of Texas was going to be dark. And sure enough, it was, folks. I mean, it was like being out in the middle of the country, what they were showing there at Hillsborough, being out in the middle of the country where there's no street lights, lamps, anything. And there were lots of folks with their phone, the light on their cameras, going up and down like this. Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you? Thank you for joining me today. So it was really cool. We talked to my husband's two daughters last night. They both live in the Arlington area, and they were like, oh man, it was so cool. It was just like, in the middle of the night. So they had a great time. Texas let out all of the schools so that everyone could enjoy it. Now, I would have thought that it would have been a lot more fun to have the kids in school and just make it a party there. Good morning, Amy. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your presence. Make it a big science event, just something. But anyway, like I said, they didn't consult me, so but that's all right. It was a great event. Let's just put it that way. Lots of folks were, partying, obviously, and I just really think it was awesome to see the involvement of the communities. Another thing I found interesting was, oh, yours did? That's awesome, Sharon. Says her school sent home glasses. That's really sweet. I know that many folks were scrambling yesterday thinking that there'd still be a bunch of free ones out there. Nope, you got to snatch the free things up whenever they're offering them. I think a lot of folks had to go out and purchase them at the last moment. But anyways, what I found interesting is that they were broadcasting Texas and then a place in Arkansas, and then the next place was up in Maine. And folks, what I found interesting was we all didn't experience it at the same time, which, I know the different time zones, but like in Texas, it started at 1:30 30. I mean, the total blackout. Now, I'm not talking about the phasing in, covering, and I'm just talking about the total blackout. Started about 1:36, but it didn't hit Maine until about 10, 15 minutes later. Huh. I guess it has to do with the curvature of the earth. I don't know. Good morning, Kitty Cat. How are you? Thank you so much for being here with me. Yeah, Froggy. Carrie and I were going to go early this morning, but bless her heart, she wanted to sleep in. And then, of course, she had her doctor's appointment, which she told us last week. So we knew today's schedule was going to be a little iffy. But I decided, we always have this time slot, so I'll just go ahead and come on and chit chat with you. Elizabeth says, I'm in Illinois, couldn't see anything here, but the sky got very weird looking. Yes, had a funny cast like before tornado. That's what I heard. Yes. Hello, Maritza. How are you? Thank you for being here. What I found cool, especially watching it on NASA's YouTube site, was once the eclipse started, and I mean, it didn't get but just maybe a little bit of a sliver onto the sun, you could start seeing the gases that swirl around the sun. Oh my goodness, I thought it was super cool. It really, really was. Good morning, Darcia. I'm doing awesome. Thank you very much. Good morning, Noe. How are you doing today? I hope you all are having a great, great Tuesday. So what's everybody working on? I titled it Rocking It Out Crochet. So what I have sitting here in my lap is my mosaic blanket that I've been working on. So I thought we could all just grab ourselves a little something to drink, grab a project, just sit back, do a little crocheting and talking. I know right now the big topic is, the aftermath of the eclipse, because that was just really, really cool. Oh, socks, of course, for Kitty Cat. Well, that's great. I've got a book of crochet socks, but I haven't really dove into it yet because I'm still looking for what I consider to be the right yarn to do it. And I've got a few other projects going on right now. But it is something that I hope to start on once I get finished with this blanket, because I'll tell you what, guys, this puppy is getting heavy and it's getting warm sitting in my lap. So I can't do but just a few rows at a time, and then I have to put it away because, whew, and at my age, I don't need any extra heat. Sharon says she's making a few blankets from yarn I had pulled out for the turtles. Hey, that's awesome. Even those little ninja turtles need their own little blanket, right? Oh, Elizabeth, I'm organizing my desk, but you just turned into my procrastination excuse. Oh, sweetheart, I understand you. Believe you me. I have acquired a bit of yarn since I've been here. And needless to say, I had to get a couple of extra totes. My husband just walked in and shook his head. He knew what they were for. But I haven't made myself stop long enough to rearrange my totes, because I do need to the last time we packed up to move back here to Florida for his job, I just threw everything in totes, packed them down, and that was it. And then when I got here, I got out just enough yarn to finish up the projects I was working on. And then, of course, I had to buy more yarn because of other projects coming up, because I didn't want to dig through the totes. And so, yeah, man, I can get myself into trouble real quick. Sharon did 10 Emmy turtles done for the boxes and one for the neighbors. Oh, that's so sweet, Sharon. There you go, Susanna. She says, I'm working on my mosaic blanket too. Have just learned how to do multiple colors on the same row and a new double stitch. Now, see, I haven't branched out to that yet. I'm still with one color, one row. Oh, yes, Amy. She can sit there and just do her tatting, but not her crocheting and chat. Just thought I would ask. Can you do tatting? Yes, ma'am, you can. When she comes into Zoom Focus and she is tatting, she's just sitting there throwing that shuttle, doing its little thing, man. I used to watch my grandma for hours sit there and just do that. And I would love how the little knots and I guess they're called chains, Amy. I don't know how she'd make a knot and do some little chain, I guess, and then she'd pull them together and make all these beautiful loops and just everything. Oh, well, good. Darcy is going to be working on her blanket for a little while before she has her cardio appointment. Well, that's good. That's real good. I'm glad you're all sitting here with me and working on something. That is totally awesome. Well, like I said, I'm going to be working on my blanket here for just a little bit. I, I hadn't really thought about pulling up a project. Of course, it have to be an easy one, like maybe a pillow top. If I start going into doing multiple colors on one row, I'll have to talk to Michelle about that one. Oh my goodness. Susanna, when making my Nordic star, we had summer temperatures up to 48 Celsius. In the end, I bought a fold-out table for when you eat breakfast in bed and laid my blanket on top of that so the blanket didn't sit on my lap. Well, if I didn't have my book sitting right here and my patterns and stuff, I would do that. But what I have ordered is we call them a boppy pillow, that's kind of shaped like a horseshoe. And a lot of folks buy it for, putting their arms on to game or to crochet or something like that. That's what I thought I would buy and put it in my lap, because I do have one at home and that never seems to bother me or heat me up any. But I didn't pack it. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think of it, but I didn't, to bring with me. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to get and have it here in my lap, and I can just put the blanket up on it. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But so I'm kind of interested in doing that 2-color thing. Elizabeth says, I'm going to take my other skein of mandala and work Bod's shawl again. I forgot to go up a hook like you told me, but I see what you meant. Drape will be better if I do. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you like that idea, Susanna? Yeah, like I said, I have one at home because I don't always sit in a chair. So when I'm sitting on the couch and I'm crocheting, I like to have my arms, out to my side a little bit. So there you go, Maritza. Now, if y'all don't have Maritza, you need to be sure and grab her up. And folks, if you want to advertise your channel, you are more than welcome to type the word drop, get it out there. That way, those of us that are in here, if we don't have you, then we can go and check you out and throw some yarn in your window. Because it's always enjoyable to have new folks and projects and things to watch, get a little bit more education, because it's awesome when we can learn at least one new thing a day. So I kind of thought maybe we would talk just a little bit about what are some of our favorite projects to work on. I'm very happy that all I had to do the shawl with was Sparkle Mandala. It looks beautiful so far. That is awesome, Elizabeth. Isn't it cool when you start a new project and you've picked out yarn, especially if you're doing your own thing with the pattern? In other words, the pattern may be worked in a solid color, but you want to work it in, say, a stripe or a variegated or even an ombre, that when you get to working it, you kind of like it. gives you the encouragement to kind of branch out and do things again on your own. I mean, I'm always, especially with my amigurumis, I know you've heard me say this before, and if you watch any of my amigurumi videos, it is just really hard for me to pick up and start working on an amigurumi and not have a conversation with it. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but I guess that goes all the way back to when I was a little girl and played with my dolls, had my own little tea parties. The pretend part, I guess that's coming back on me now that I'm playing with toys again, so to speak. So I just love doing that. Hello, my Connie. How are you doing today, sweetheart? I hope it's being a great Tuesday for you. So yes, I like to name them. In fact, sometimes they tell me their own name. And then I'll get to doing something with them. And it's like, you know what? I really don't like this color, or I don't like that bow tie. So I'm going to put ribbon around here, or especially with the little girl ones. Oh my goodness. Sometimes they tell me that they want lots of ruffles. Sometimes they tell me, no, they want to be a little bit more tomboyish. Maybe they don't like pink. Maybe they'd rather have yellow and red mixed together. Who knows? Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Susanna says, I watched your Mosaic Monday and like that you switched the colors to make the snow show and the golden color for the autumn and fall. Yes, I love this pattern. I mean, I really do. It's just a really pretty mosaic blanket. But, nothing says that I had to do all of that exactly the way she did it. So, yes, what did I do? I went and changed up my colors, just did my own thing. Hello, Daphne. It has been a long time, sweetheart. I hope you've been well. Yes, ma'am. I'm doing great today, and I think everyone else in the chat is as well. So yes, I mean, I understand the color scheme for winter, blue and white, white for snow and that kind of thing. And the blue does make you think of cold. But I just wanted my colors reversed. I mean, I really did. And I do like her color choices as well for the autumn piece. But I wanted it to stand out more because, quite frankly, folks, autumn is my season. I mean, I love the spring, don't get me wrong, because I love the various shades of green that pop. And I also love the idea of the newness, the rebirth, the beautiful colors that spring brings with it, all the pastels and the brightness of some of the darker colors. But fall has always been my favorite, not only because of the cooler temperatures, but I just love the fall colors because they make me think vintage. The golds and the burgundies, the blues sometimes, the different shades of red, the darker greens, the browns. Oh my gosh, that, like I said, that's just my favorite. But I did love what she did here in the summer. So like I said, I am going to be keeping her color scheme here for the most part. But yes, I did. I did decide to make the sky here, or the background of the sky, a very pale blue. And then I have some soft colors for spring. Can't remember what order I've got them in, but let's see. Daphne says, I'm hanging in there. I'm knitting a scarf today. Well, that's awesome. I've told y'all many times, Froggy keeps telling me she's going to teach me how to knit. And I'm like, just like my daddy kept telling me I was going to learn how to drive that standard car. Folks, I'm nearly 70 years old, and I still haven't learned how to drive a standard. I don't think it's going to happen myself. Elizabeth, oh, your blanket just reminded me that I bought a cottage core mosaic blanket pattern. It's lined up like yours is, snails in one row and houses in the next. Oh, that's going to be pretty. What are the colors for it? Sharon, I'll be doing the Dino Baby blanket mosaic soon. Have I seen that? Whose pattern is that? I tell you what, you get to talking to Michelle Mosaics and more. She has more mosaic patterns than you can shake a stick at. I am not kidding you. And she gets to opening up her little file and she can start dumping like crazy. I mean, she just gives you picture after picture after picture. And it's like, oh, that's nice. Oh, I want to do that one. I want to do that one. I want to do that one. I don't have that much time left in my lifetime to get done with the patterns I already have, let alone what she's got in her files. So, but the Dino Baby blanket mosaic, I think I have seen one, but I wonder if it's the one that you have. Is it for someone specific, or is it going in your box for later this year? Inquiring minds want to know. TFP shared it. TFP. TDP. Oh, Teresa. Okay. Well, I'll have to get with her. But you didn't tell me. Is it for a specific person or is it going into your little boxes? Susanna, the Four Seasons is on my list. Yes, I have a list now. Uh-huh. I love mosaic. I'm currently doing the spring flower garden crochet along, but I bought the pattern to do it before my carpal tunnel surgeries. Oh, goodness, sweetheart. So I do have to ask, Susanna, are you going to have them both done at the same time? The only reason why I ask is that while I was still teaching, one of the little janitors at our school, and she happened to be on the high school end, and she always cleaned my rooms. Right before school started, she had carpal tunnel surgery, but she had them both done at the same time. And I was like, oh my goodness. The cottage core one has snails, mushrooms, bee, teapots, houses, and roses. The colors are folksy. Oh, I will have to go look that up. That sounds so cool. Snails and mushrooms and bees. Oh my goodness. I have a dear friend that would be an awesome gift for her. Oh, that folksy, honey, that sounds to me like homey. That just conjures up in my head an old English garden, to tell you the truth. That really sounds nice. So, have any of you? No, because I live alone. Okay, yes. Oh, 6 weeks apart. Wow. I would have thought you'd want it a little further apart than that. But they do such wonderful things nowadays. They're probably going to go in there and just do a little cut here, a little cut there, and fix it all, and away you go. Whereas before, they used to have to go in and just slice everything open and do its stuff. Now, you have all these little thin, very, what's the word? Not as intrusive as it used to be. Yeah. So when are you going to have the first one done, Susanna? I'd like to put you in my prayer book if you don't mind. Carpal surgery. I'll put that down here in just a few minutes. So, do any of you have something, a project that is just like sitting right over here that you can't wait to get started? I was moving some yarn around this morning and I picked up this one particular skein and was looking at it and had an idea. Book for May the 11th. Oh, sweetheart. No, no, no. May the 11th. Don't be scared, sweetheart. No, no, no. Those are low risk, number one, and I know you're probably scared about them maybe messing something up and you not being able to, that things won't just be right anymore, but no. Yes, Elizabeth, they are. Blood work, they can just about tell anything. Hardly even get undressed at the doctors for physical exams anymore. I know, isn't that the truth? But I um I truly, not that I like going to the doctor, okay? Oh, 2nd of May, okay. Um, not that I like going to the doctor, but I do have to tell you that a couple of years ago, right before we went back on the road traveling again, we had to change doctors. My husband's doctor was moving, mine retired. So we talked about it long and hard, and we decided that we would try to get the same doctor. Don't ask me why, but we did. So we did. We got us a new doctor. Um, there you go. There you go, Suzanne. See? There you go, Suzanne. Yes. Yes, with your diabetes, there are a little more precautions that you need to take than maybe the rest of us would, but at least you know you're going to have to do some extra resting, keep it clean, and think positive. Yes, ma'am. And then you know that those of us in here in the chat that offer up prayers, we will keep you in our prayers for you. Yes. Well, looky there. Elizabeth says one of her friends is diabetic. So there you go. Um, what was I talking about? Y'all remind me. What was I talking about? I'm really bad about chasing squirrels, in case you can't tell. Oh my goodness. Maybe I can go back up here in the chat. Let me see. Yes, my new doctor. Oh my goodness, guys. He is so young. Oh, that's a good idea, Sharon. Can you get, Susanna, can you get a visiting nurse to come in and check on you? Especially since you're going to have them 6 weeks apart. Anyway, Dr. Jones, very cute young man. Now, so we figured, okay, 18, 4 years of college, another, that would make him about 22. And then what, 6, 8 years minimum. So that puts him 30. So let's say he's about 35. But folks, he has the sweetest little baby face. Oh my goodness. And it was just very hard to sit there and listen to him talk to us. Of course, now he talked to us separately, one-on-one, but he really was just the sweetest thing. He asked all the right questions, asked me if I had any concerns and what it was I like to talk about. Didn't rush at all. I like that. Um, but at the end of it, I felt like I was talking to my kids. You know what I mean? I just, I was very relaxed and everything with him, but I did tell him on the Doogie Howser. There you go. Exactly, Sharon. Doogie Howser. So before I got ready to leave, I told him, I said, son, and that's exactly what I did. I said, son, now, I don't know, Matt, how many of your patients are going to be in my age bracket and everything, but I'm just going to tell you that if you want some of them to take you serious, that you have the education background and possibly the experience now to know what you're talking about, you might want to consider growing a beard. And he says, you think? He said, my wife and I was thinking about maybe a mustache. I said, no, go facial, the whole 9 yards. Well, a few months later, my husband had his first AFib incident. You know, wasn't a heart attack. It's just that his heart got out of rhythm. So anyway, Dr. Jones happened to be on call because you know how it goes. Happens on a weekend. So we got him to the emergency room. They got him settled. Had doctors coming in. Dr. Jones making the round, and he's like, "Mr. Youngblood, how are you, folks?" He had grown a facial beard, copper penny red, and he is blonde headed, copper penny red, and just as wire haired as a little wire haired terrier. I couldn't help but laugh. And he knew exactly what I was laughing at. It was so hard to keep a straight face. And I said, "Well, I love the fact that you took my advice and grew a beard, but oh my word." He said, "Well, it's still in the we're figuring it out stage." But anyways, Susanna, sweetheart, um, I'm sure it's going to be day surgery. You'll get to go home. But yes, I'm like Sharon. You I'm sure you can request have somebody come out and check on you at least a couple of times. And then, like I said, both hands being done. Yes, ma'am. You need to ask for that for sure. Okay, so I've chased all these different squirrels. The topic that I wanted to ask you though is, like I said, have you ever picked up had a project over here and you're just itching to get to it? Well, like I said, when I picked up this one particular skein of yarn today, it's already telling me that it wants to be a little blonde monkey. Can you believe that? A blonde monkey. I don't know. I have to think that one through. I've had visiting nurses out after surgery often. Yes. My I have a sister that is about 8 years younger than me, and too much experience with that stuff. I know, Sharon. I know. But you know what? You are still here with us and you are going strong. So, very happy for that with you. Um, my sister is a, anyway, you know, post operative nurse. She comes in and checks on patients after they've gone home. She loves it. She just loves it. So, what do y'all think? Blonde monkey? Anybody seen a blonde monkey? Don't ask me why. It just said blonde monkey, but I'm thinking that's what I'm going to make. Yep. Me and these amigurumis, I'm telling you. Oh, Sharon, sweetheart, you're just getting by, but I'm so tired and sore. Well, sweetie, you are going in my prayer book. We cannot have you feeling tired. You just have too much to do. If nothing else, we need you to be well enough and strong enough to keep making those lovely little boxes that you work on all year long for these babies. Well, oh, that's a good idea, Susanna. I could send it to Dr. Jones, but I'd have to make sure he had a little red beard, wouldn't I? Or at least a red mustache. Oh my goodness, Susanna. There you go. Big Aussie hug coming your way, Sharon. There you go. Wouldn't it? uh, no, you know what? I would, because I would love the walking, honestly. But my allergies right now are, oh my word, just walking Lacey around outside. I come back in and my nose is already, and my head is already stopped up. And crochet a little stethoscope for good measure. Oh my goodness, yes. It'd have to be black, and then I could put a silver knob on one end for the little flat part, and then a tube. No, the other end would have the gray, like little Y, right? And then, well, goodness. Tia had a sneeze. She sneezes funny. Let's see, a little gray Y. Yeah, and some black knobbies. Oh my goodness. Y'all, okay, wait a minute. I got to write this down. Got to write this down. Okay, blonde monkey. Okay. I know. Y'all already designed him for me. Okay, blonde monkey. Um, let's see, stethoscope. Don't you think a red mustache would be plenty? Or should I go the whole facial red beard? I can make it loopy. He's going to have a little white coat. And I'll have to put his initials on it. Yes. Robert Jones, RJ. Okay, what do y'all say? Just a red beard or just a mustache? Oh, wait a minute. I wish I had a third hand, because then we could do, what's this? Goatee is just right down here, isn't it? But what would this be? Oh, that might be better, right? Because he's going to have a little, he's going to have his little white face, and then his nose. I mean, the snout part here. Yeah, I could, right up underneath his nose. Come down this way. Red highlights, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys. Oh, here we go. Gone down the rabbit hole. Good morning, Tiffany. How are you? Oh my goodness, sweetheart. Stuck on the phone for the last 30 minutes. Well, I'm glad that you've been listening anyway. Oh, you did? No, he says when she was a kid, she had a doctor with the last name of Jones. Well, isn't it funny that common names like that, Jones, Smith, Gray, they're not near as popular or as prevalent as they used to be. Oh, can't wait to see him. Well, I guess I'm going to have to get started on him here in a little bit. Hello, Elaine. How are you doing? I'm so happy that you're here with us this morning. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, I'm going to have to sit down and design my little monkey now. Draw him out and put my colors in there where I want them. And oh, it's going to be fun. I'm better now that I'm able to chat and engage with some of my favorite morning friends. Well, thank you. Yes, and I'm sure everybody is here waiting to talk with you too. So other than the 30-minute phone call, Tiffany, how's your day been? Oh, handfuls of sour gummy worms after the appointments. That almost sounds like to me he was in cahoots with a local dentist. Oh, here I go. I'm going to chase another squirrel. I used to take my girls to an orthodontist in Abilene. And folks, every time my girls really loved him for two reasons. Every time they went in, he was of the fellowship that it was really best for kids that by this time had a full mouth, all of the wires and stuff like that, to let them chew gum because it would get over the pain and, adjustment and everything quicker. So my kids would always go back to school and they had an excuse to chew gum for 3 days. And a lot of the other kids were jealous. And I mean, the first time my oldest one took her excuse slip in and she had to carry it, with all of her teachers and everything, they'd look at that and go, seriously, you get to chew gum with your braces? Yeah, that was a lot of the kids were like, well, who's your orthodontist? I want to go to him. The second thing was, folks, he always gave them a coupon to go across the street to the mall there in Abilene, and they could get, I can't remember how much the coupon was or if it was like a discount for rock candy. Can you believe that? You just take your child to the orthodontist. You have spent all of this money on all these wires and metal parts and headgears and all this kind of stuff. And the orthodontist is sending you, now you didn't have to do it if you didn't want to, but you send the kids across the street to get rock candy. I know, Elizabeth, I know. Of course, he always said, now be sure that you get the sugar-free candy. They didn't care. It was candy. What kid doesn't want free candy? I used to ask him, I said, are you in cahoot with the dentist down at the other end of, they were in an office mall area, and he'd just laugh. Hello, Shirley. How are you? You were driving around town again. Well, that's okay. I appreciate you being here with me and with everyone else in the chat. I mean, I know you're not here just for me, but to also visit with everyone that likes to come in. Cindy, how are you doing, sweetheart? I hope your package arrived. Obviously, he was ensuring he had future customers after eating the rock candy. Oh, yes, sweetheart. He had future customers. Oh, yes. All three of my girls went to him. And each time, the first daughter was a certain amount. And a couple of 2-3 years later, the middle daughter goes in, and it was, here's Heather, here's Shannon's, and here was Jennifer's. And I was like, am I paying for a new home, let's see, a trip, somewhere, maybe a new boat, swimming pool? Goodness. Not yet, but my dog is going off. Be right back. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to check to see where her package is because it didn't go that far. That was mailed out. I'm gonna have to do some research. Gonna be listening, but working on my desk organization. Well, Elizabeth, when you get yours done, you can just hop on down here and take a look at mine because, yeah, I've got stuffing over here for an amigurumi I'm working on. I've got 2 books sitting here spread out. I've got my phone and charger and stuff over here. I've got a couple of hooks, and then of course I've got my mosaic sitting here in my lap. So, and a drink here. Yeah. I keep buying myself all of these little organization thing so I can stuff stuff in it, but anyway. So what you all have planned for the rest of the day? Looks like I'm going to be designing a blonde monkey with a red beard and a stethoscope and a white hat and a white jacket. Looks like that's what I'm going to be doing. What's the rest of you going to be doing today? I do hope that if the sun is shining where you're at, that you do plan on getting out for just a little bit, even if it's 30 minutes. We all need to get out and soak in some sunshine. Good morning, afternoon, Amy T. How are you doing, sweetie? I'm so happy to see you in here with me today. Well, Noe, if you need to take on off, sweetheart. Oh, you're just telling me that that's what you need to do today. Okay. Tiffany's going to be working on ears for her sun bunny today. That's awesome. Tiffany, is this sun bunny for you? Oh, there you go, kitty cat. That's what I'm going to be doing, except I won't be knitting. I'll be crocheting. Oh, my goodness. Susanna says it's already 11:45 p.m. where she's at, so she's going to be getting some sleep after the live. Well, I'm glad you're staying up for us. Noe, maybe sneak off to Michael's for some more yarn. Amy T just got finished with some errands. She's heading home now, so we'll be listening on my way. All righty. Oh, that's awesome, Tiffany. You're making 4 for your grandbabies. Are these make-aheads for Christmas? Oh my goodness, it was the package. Well, great, because I was getting ready to go pull up the tracker, see where it was. Sharon's going to be crocheting on blankets, getting your laundry put away. Oh, and then running your daughter to her friends after school. Well, that's going to be nice. Oh, well, now that's what you call assembly crochet there, Tiffany. But, I have to admit that whenever I'm going to make the same thing, I do the exact same thing. I make all of this parts, then I make all these parts, then I make all these parts, and then I just start putting them together. It does seem to make them go faster, doesn't it? May not seem like it at first, but it really does. And then it's nice to have, boom, 4 of them done at one time. Well, that's good. Are they all the same color, or are they going to be different colors? Oh, no, I'm so sorry. You can't entice a neighborhood kid to come over and do it for you? Oh, Tiffany, then that's going to be something really special to them. If this is their first time getting a toy made from you. My girls, my mother, my parents were still had kids at home whenever I married. You wish. Yeah, I know. And so, and my daughter was their first grandchild. So, with other kids still at home, there just wasn't a lot of money to get special things that you want to get for your grandkids and that kind of stuff. Whereas my first husband's parents, they were much older, and all they had now was grandkids. So they lavished every one of their grandkids, mine included. So the best thing my mom could do was make things, and my mother only crocheted. Now her mom was the one that taught me to crochet, and she really tried to teach me knitting. That didn't go well, and the tatting, yeah, that lasted like maybe 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So anyhow, so my mother crocheted. She crocheted them dolls. She crocheted them blankets, their skirts and their tops. My oldest daughter still has, even though it's too small for her to wear, but she has it in a plastic Ziploc, like, like what we would, not Ziploc, but those bags that you get to put your wedding dress in, if you want to keep it. Um, my mother crocheted for her a poncho when she was about, I know she was in junior high, so what is that, 12, 13 years of age. And my mom, she always felt like that wasn't enough. But my daughters, in their own wisdom, because one year my mom told the kids, told at least all my girls, I'm just sorry, but this is all I could do for you for Christmas this year. My oldest, every once in a while out of the mouth of babes comes something wonderful. And she told my mom, she says, Grandma Graves, the best Christmas presents I have ever received is every one of your crocheted items. And my mom cried. You know, it's really wonderful when we make something and they're truly appreciated and enjoyed and treasured years later. So I know, Tiffany, that these kiddos that are going to be recipients of your Sun Bunnies are going to be ecstatic. Let's see, Noe, my lawn would get too tall and would have to use the weed eater. The other day I ended up using the mower, and my neighbor said to me in a condescending tone, see how easy that is? Oh, man. I'm afraid that somebody'd have to be clamping my lips shut. Oh, that's awesome, Tiffy. You picked out pink for the oldest, purple for second, a variegated for the third, and a blue jean color for the baby boy. Oh, that is so awesome. Well, I know that they are truly going to be treasured and loved. They really, really are. Well, not a lot more going on here other than, like we've been sharing, we're going to be doing some crocheting. Elizabeth, of course, is going to be doing some organizing. I bet it's not going to take her but 5 minutes, and then she's going to be looking for something to do, which I suggest it's picking up a hook and some yarn. I do want to remind all of you that we will be back. Let's see. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Now, we will play bingo tomorrow. So be sure that you look for Carrie's thumbnail and the time. I'm sure it's going to be at the regular time, but be sure that you look for that. So I know, wasn't that an awful thing to say? Oh, Elizabeth, you have three living daughters. Only one of them understands and appreciates my homemade items. Oh my goodness. Tiffany, she had a doctor's appointment today, and although we had planned on going, much earlier on, like I guess it would have been 8 o'clock my time. Bless her heart, she just didn't want to get out of bed, and I don't blame her. So it's good to every once in a while take a break because her, she's on 7 days a week. Bless her heart. And I know that you're all going to welcome her back tomorrow and let her know that she was missed. Lane says, I just subbed to them all. Well, that's great. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Now, we just got a few more minutes, so if there's any of you that need to drop your channel, be sure and type in drop, just in case there's somebody here that doesn't already have your channel name, because we sure do want to see that yarn being thrown in the windows. Oh, Nami G, that's okay, sweetheart. I'm just glad that you popped in here to let me know that you found me. There you go, Suzanne. Now, if y'all don't have Suzanne, you be sure and go over there and grab her up. And Crafting Amy, guys, she's our tatter. Oh my goodness. Yes, ma'am, I will. I certainly will. I think this is just a like a checkup thing that she needed to go have done. You know, every once in a while, they definitely want to see you in person instead of just talking to you on the phone. There you go, folks. There's Tiffany's. Be sure you go check her out. And Elaine's getting ready to drop hers. There we go. Yeah, let's get some of this yarn thrown in the windows. Yes, Tiffany, I know. I saw that. I have it in over in my watch list, which I will be checking out later today. I didn't do much watching of videos yesterday because I was so consumed with the. There you go, Suzanne. She says, "Woohoo! I've thrown yarn in some new windows." And there's Kitty Cat's place. Kitty Cat, I'll be subbing to you here in just a little bit. Nammy G saying howdy to everybody. Yes, so I didn't get much watching done yesterday because, of course, by the time I had seen everything I wanted to, my husband got in. Excuse me, Mimi. Really? Kitty Cat knit is Mimi Cat do. I'll be darned. Well, I'll be. So when he came in, he didn't get to see it because he, you know, even on his phone, he was busy. So we watched it. I shouldn't say all over again, but pretty much. So I didn't get much done. Yuppers, long story. Well, we'll have to talk sometime, sweetheart. Well, thank you so much, Suzanne. There's our little Bryn. How are you doing? I'll be. Well, let's see. This is Tuesday. I don't know. And I meant to take a moment, folks, to go and see who would be going live at 12 today. And I'm really sorry. I, it's been a while since I went up all by myself and I didn't go out there to check to see who is coming up next. But I am going to let you go a couple of minutes early so that you can get settled in for the next live, whoever it is that you watch, and take care of any necessities that you need to do. Thank you all so much for popping in and sharing this time here with me. I greatly appreciate it. I mean, I appreciate it every time, whether you come in and see my videos or when I'm sitting with Carrie or with Froggy. It's just wonderful to see all of you and how you support many of us out here that love to put up content for you. And if you've been lurking all this time, I hope that we were able to keep up. I was able to keep you up with what was going on in the chat. And anyone that's catching the replay later, please be sure, all of you, whether you did it coming in, if you didn't, be sure to leave your thumbprint because you know it helps everyone out. Yes, night, night, sweetheart. Suzanne, you have a good one. So until tomorrow, always remember, be the light out there in the darkness for someone today because you never know. Could be your light that they need to see. Bye.